Working with metadata can be frustrating, but it doesn't have to be. If you're an artist or a composer, you work with metadata with your music. Working with metadata is not always a simple task. Sometimes the programs are too simple or too complicated, or they just don't save the information that you put in there. The solution I like is Disco Music Management. What if you could drag your track to a section and it automatically starts to help you generate metadata for your track? Sound great? It sounds good to me, and I use it all the time. Let me show you why. Now that you're in Disco, the next step is to access the Edit Track window. There's two ways to do that. You can hover over the track and you get some menu options, and one of them is the circle with the eye in it. And if you hover over it, it'll give you a pop-up option with a View Full Track Info link. And when you click it, it takes you right into the Track Edit window. The other way to get to the Track Edit window is to hover over the track and go to the far right to the vertical dots and then click Edit Track Information. Either way you access the Track Edit window, it gets you to the same location. All right, now that we're in the Edit section, there are 6 tabs at the top that you'll want to take note of. They're called Metadata, Lyrics, Writers, Tags, Custom, and Notes. Now you may be wondering, isn't all of that metadata? Well, not exactly. All these standard ID3 tags here in this metadata window are the typical standard metadata fields that you would see, but in Disco, they give you more fields to enter information. Now I kind of like that. I like more information than less. So let's take a look at the different tabs. Metadata, Lyrics, Writers, Tags, Custom, and Notes. Okay, so let's start with the metadata. There's 12 different fields. As you can see, they're very self-explanatory. Title, artist, album composer, grouping, genre, year, release date, BPM, ISRC, the order of the tracks, and then comments. Now, all of these are very self-explanatory except for a couple of them, like grouping. I always put one stop in the grouping. You can put easy clear or anything else that identifies it for your intended purpose. My intended purpose is for sync licensing, so I like to put something that's related to, licensing in there. All right, so let's take a look at the comments. You can do a lot of different things with the comments. I like to add one-stop licensing at the top, and then I like to add in the writer, publisher, and master splits with common information like IPI, PRO, email address, phone number, and so on and so on. I want to make it easy for any sync agents or music supervisors to be able to get a hold of me once they really love the track. Moving on to lyrics, that's very self-explanatory. Drop your lyrics in. Writers, this is where you want to enter the writer splits. If there's more than one writer, you can click on the plus sign, enter their name like this. If they're not already in the system, you can click the create new writer, enter the split. If you don't already have their publisher, you can type again, create new publisher, and then enter the PRO, and then click save. This section says PRO number, but you can enter other information like an ISWC number. I like to put my writer IPI again, just so it's listed more than once. The next tab is the tags section. Now this is the description that your track is going to have. Like, how do you reference your track? Is it fast? Is it slow? What type of instruments are in it? What kind of lyric themes are in it? The mood and feel and tempo, all these different categories right here. And there's 2 ways that you can enter this information. Let's take a look at the first way. First way is you can have the Disco Discovery Suite and then drag your track to the Auto Tag Track section, and then Disco will add these tags or descriptions to the track. Or you can click on Add Tracks at the top right, and you can enter things manually. If you have the Discovery Suite and it adds a tag that you don't like, or it's not accurate, you can easily click the X to get rid of it. I do recommend you do this for every track and you go through and just double check all the tags. Down at the bottom, you can see genre, instrument, lyric, mood, theme, tempo, type, and vocals. Go through each of these sections like genre and select the ones that are appropriate. Like for this track, it's going to be action adventure, extreme sports, film, gaming, progressive rock, trailer music, and you could even put video games. So we're going to check video games, and then we're going to obviously save on that. Select the instruments that appear in the track. You can see it's like adventure, ambitious, celebration, change, Christmas. You get the idea. Be accurate with the tempo, the type. This is where you can also put one stop. We'll put one stop. You can do easy, clear, and of course, vocal. If there's no vocals, then click instrumental. When you finish with your changes, click save. Now, if there's a track tag that you want to add, but it's not here, you can just start typing, and it was going to ask you to create new tag. Now, after you click the create new tag, it's going to want you to assign that tag to one of these areas down here. So keep in mind, if you're typing in something that's more of a genre, add it to the genre tag. If it's more of a mood, a feel, add it to the mood or feel. So the next tab is custom. I don't have anything set up. If you want to set up custom fields, you have to contact them. So we're going to skip that. Notes. This is where you can add internal notes. And if you don't want them to be internal, you can check this box and the clients will be able to see the notes. So that's a quick look at the metadata in the Disco system. Now you're probably wondering, well, what does the metadata look like once you download a file? And maybe you're even wondering what files hold metadata. Well, the types of files that hold metadata are called an AIF, AIFF, and an MP3. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's the difference between AIF and AIFF? Well, the difference is the operating system in which you're on. It's AIFF for Macs and AIF for Windows. So let's download this track as an AIF and take a look at the metadata. All right, so to do that, we exit the edit window, go up to the vertical dots, and we're going to click download track as an AIFF. Now that we have the file downloaded, we're going to double click to open up the player, and we're going to go up to tools, and we're going to look at media information. You can also see Control I is the keyboard shortcut to get into this section. Here is the metadata in an AIF file. You can see that it's got the name of the track, the artist, the genre, and here is the comments section. And you can see the same information that was in the comments in Disco. Also, you probably noticed that the tags were written to the comment section as well. This is very important to make sure that your descriptions travel with your track. And you can see that the artwork came with the track as well. So let's back up for a minute and talk about the track tags that were written to the comment section. That doesn't happen right out of the box when you first get your Disco account set up. There are some settings that you need to check out. So let's go take a look at that real quick. All right, to access the settings, we're going to go up to the profile icon at the top right, settings and account, business settings, and then you want to look down towards the bottom, and there is a checkbox that says write native tags to comments metadata field on track download. So make sure this is checked in order for your track tags to be written to the comment section like you saw before. While we're in this section, it's important to note a couple different checkboxes in addition to the write native tag to comments. For example, the top one, this is include order number prefix on track file names. This means that when you're downloading a playlist, it's going to add the track number to the beginning of the track title, so the tracks stay in order that you put them in the playlist once they get downloaded to someone's system. Then the other checkbox is include writer split info from the writers tab in the composer field on downloaded tracks. Do you remember when we were in the edit track information in the beginning and we saw the different tabs up top? One of those tabs was the writers tab, which includes information like the writer's information, the PRO, and the percentages. So if you want that information written to the MP3 or the AIF upon download, you want to make sure that this is checked. And let's take a look at what that looks like Here's an MP3 that's downloaded. And you go into the properties and the details, and you can see in the composer field, it has the writer information here. My name, 100%, publishing company, and PRO. Using Disco to manage metadata is simple. Now that you've seen what it looks like, do you think you can do it? I bet you can. If you liked today's video and like to see more of this content, hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell so you can get notified when the next video drops. To continue your Disco journey, check out this video.